Yes. So you can sense and you can see when we talk about practice. So this is really practice. This is really practice. And also same time, he really clearly demonstrates us and what is practice. What does mean announce publicly my wrongdoings? No? So this way we can confess our wrongdoings, the best method. Then next is Sangye Truba Tsalmicha. Now, this tells us don't search others' wrongdoing and mistakes. Sometimes we are too busy and a too busybody to search others' fault and mistake, but hide my own mistakes. So this shows what am I supposed to do? I should search my own wrongdoing and mistake rather than searching others. Now, and the 7th point of mind training, Lojong Tendinma by Chachekawa, Ishidoji also mentioned that repeatedly don't search others' mistake. Look at your own mistake like a mirror. When you look at the mirror, then you can see all the mistakes, the things that you have in the face. So you can see in the mirror. So likewise, by applying the mindfulness and alertness, and you should always examine and search your own mistake and faults, not others. And no point to search others' faults and mistakes, because I'm quite sure that you are not searching others' faults and mistakes by compassion and loving kindness at all. And you are rather searching others' mistake by jealous or hatred or anger, sort of these so-called powerful negative mental attitude. Then you keep searching others' fault. Then you accuse others, you blame others, you sue others. All these things based on you are doing all these, the afflictive emotion, this powerful negative emotion. So instead of that doing, you should search your mistakes and your wrongdoings. As Shantideva in the Bodhisattva says in the Bodhisattva Avatara, you should not be so angry at others, but rather you should be angry at yourself. So how come I'm so full and I'm so foolish? How come I never wake up? And you have to be so jealous with your ego. You have to be so jealous with your afflictive emotion. And you have to destroy your ego. The enemy is the ego. You have to compete with your ego, not others. So that sort of a profound teaching is existed in the Bodhisattva Avatara. So same case to here, the searching others' mistake does not make any sense. Instead of that, searching your mistake, your negative mental attitude. If you keep searching, keep look after this, keep taking care of this, would be very much beneficial for you to reduce the chances accumulating negativity. This means hide or conceal my qualities. Because if you are not so careful with your own qualities, then instead of the benefit by this quality, there are some unexpected negativities may occur, because the practice may mislead you because you are so proud. The pride is not good. You might think that, oh, I'm very good meditator. Nobody can compete me. I'm the best meditator. Or you might say, I'm the best philosopher. Or maybe I'm the best teacher. Or I'm the best practitioner. Instead of helping, instead of suppress or subdue your ego, but the practice, the wrong practice, then to develop your ego. So this is quite dangerous. Not quite, very dangerous. So therefore, why Padampa here, it says Ba means high, or rather keep low profile your qualities, doing practice much high speed. But keep your attitude low profile. No need to do show off, say that I'm a meditator. Not like that. Keep low profile, but do your practice the high speed. That's in the 7-point mind training, it also says like that. In Bodhisattva Avatara, Shantideva has given 2 different types of pride. One that is the pride of the negative, which we need to be eliminate. Other one is the virtue pride, the positive pride. That we need to be adopted. What does it mean? The positive pride is that, oh, I can finish my negative pride. Okay? So that pride need to be adopted. Yes, that pride is need to be adopted. Shantideva says. The negative pride is that, oh, I'm the best meditator, and you are lower, I'm higher, and I'm the best, nobody can compete. Like that kind of is called the negative pride, which leads to the samsara. But in order to finish that negative pride, one need to apply the positive pride. If you do not have, or if you do not apply this positive pride, and one cannot have the power to destroy this negative pride or to subdue the power of negative pride. So he has given 2 different aspects of the pride. Now we need to proclaim or announce publicly the qualities of others. Means, which is true, all our practices, Dhamma practices, if you do see any development in your practice, or if you do see any noble qualities in your practice, are all come from others, which is very true. And without all sentient beings, there is no way to be develop your practice at all. Given like a practice of generosity, we need to rely on others. Practice of patience, need to rely on the others. Bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness, wisdom, concentrative meditation, all kinds of practices, Dhamma practices, all kinds of noble qualities, all benefit from the practices are all come from others. Without sentient beings, there is no way to be practiced at all. Therefore, if you do feel any experiences of benefit in your practice are all come from others. You must know this. Therefore, no way to be proud anyway. What did you do? Without them, what can you do? So therefore, you should respect others. You should cherish others. You should appreciate others. Because of them, I have a chances to be practiced. I have a chances to develop these noble qualities. Therefore, the qualities of others we must appreciate. So this does not mean simply say that, oh, you are so nice. Not like that. You have to do something in your practice from the heart. You have to appreciate others. And the Shantideva says, our best spiritual master is the enemy. So sounds quite sour, but practically speaking, it is very true, very true. Because of the enemy, so you have a lot of chances to practice. So therefore, we appreciate enemy. So in this perspective, in the practice, there is no partiality. So that you are stranger, you are my fans, relatives, you are my enemy. So there are 3 partialities if you do that. But in the Bodhisattva, for the case of the Bodhisattva, there is no partiality because all are equal. The relatives also object of your practice, and the strangers also object of your practice, and the enemies is the best object of your practice. So the Milarepa says the enemy is my great master. And ghost is the best master. So we invite, very happy you came here, and please come tomorrow. I will provide you delicious food, and we do further Dhamma discussion. Need to be done. Instead of you stare at him or at her, yeah, they hate this, you say, this is my enemy, this is not good, and then you blame on him, try to blame all kinds of things. Yeah? I used to say that even when you see the shoes of your enemy outside there, oh, he's there, you know, lost control. That's quite scary. So, yeah, so it's quite difficult to practice this kind of, but these masters done. So he shared us his experience. So we need to be followed if you want to do practices. Therefore, I think as we are practitioner, Dhamma practitioner, and the important practice is examining our mental attitude. Intellectual understanding is only intellectual understanding is not enough, is not sufficient at all. And we know many things of Dhamma. Oh, we're supposed not to do this, we're supposed to do that, we're supposed to engage this, not supposed to. All these things we know. A reach of knowledge does not work with your emotion at all. So now we have to work, to deal with these emotions, to overcome this problem, need experiential understanding. Need to experience, to realize it, to actualize it. Actualize in the means, and we do really bring that into the heart, not simply live in your understanding, intellectual understanding. So therefore, each and every these the profound instructions, we know and we understand what does it mean, what they mean, but lack of applying it. So when unexpected factor comes to you, like some very difficult situation comes to you, so this is a great test for you. Not for you only, for me also, for all of us, for all of us. So it's a very great test. We need to test and see how does it really work. Am I really doing the practice? So that's sort of the urgent, the practice really need to be applied. Nyedam kuti pangcha sing, keda tatu pangcha. Profit, gaining, honor, respect. We all look for this, right? So when people respect me, oh, I'm so proud, they are respecting me. So I'm well polishing my ego. And somebody really gives me kind of offerings, then I think, oh yes, I'm someone very special. So another polishing my ego. So therefore, for the Kadamba masters, the prime enemy or prime criminal is the profit, gaining, honor, the respect. All these are the prime enemy to the practitioner. Therefore, Milarepa run away. Now, does not mean that he is not effort to gain all this profit and honor and respect, but he gets all this, but he sees these are ghosts, these are devil, these are the enemy. So no longer he wanted, so therefore he ran away, right? Because he experienced these are the cause of further pain and suffering. These are the ones who drawn us in the samsara. So for the practitioners, these are the obstacles. These are the great hindrance. So therefore, here it says, pang means abandon, or give up. Right away, give up these profit, honor, respect, etc. Therefore, long time back, those great masters in the solitude retreat, and they try to keep distance from like this kind of the situation. So if somebody found he or she is there, then more and more people come. Of course, he still performs the teachings, but then if they provide so much food and the cloth, then he give up this place and run away. Yes. So because he feels, oh, now ego is getting more and more chance, so my ego will arise more and more. Because the time for him, the fighting with the ego, and he wants to finish the ego, and he wants to be won. Because from the beginning of the time, the ego won all the time, and he or she lost always. But now he found the skillful means how to finish this ego. So if he's still lost, then there's no other options. Therefore, take this chance. Therefore, he tried to run away when there is a crowd. So this is the practice. And then the next, keta tatu pongwa cha. Similar to the case, same case to the previous one. Fame, the reputation, and the name, position, the power are all the obstacle to the practitioner. So therefore, should abandon it, should give up the fame and reputation, etc. If you have reached the advanced level of the practice, then no longer these circumstances will disturb you. Although they are with you, they will not disturb you. Like a good meditator or professional meditator, so to speak. Then all thoughts arise in the meditation. They enjoy with the thoughts. And thoughts do not have much, not much, thoughts do not have a chance to disturb this great meditator. Instead of that, he can transform these thoughts into the meditation. And the more thoughts arise, the more the meditation, power of the meditation can be strengthened and developed. And therefore, this great master needs more thoughts to progress his meditation. But beginner, no, that's scary. If you say, I need more thoughts, that's dangerous. Haven't reached that level. So therefore, we keep distance from the thoughts. We do not have that capability or ability to welcome thoughts. But great meditators, yes, they are always welcome the thoughts. And more thoughts, and his meditation becomes much greater and greater. So therefore, until we are unable to stabilize our meditation or the power of the mind, and one need to be careful with the mindfulness, the alertness, and the cautiousness with all these so-called the obstacle object. Ndoba chungshin choshe tang jela tindu soaja. Ndoba chung, less eagerness and less desire. And this means we shouldn't be so greedy. One that, one this, one that, never satisfied. Dissatisfaction. The dissatisfaction is the cause of the unwanted circumstances. So therefore, as a Dhamma practitioner, one should keep the practice of less eagerness and less desire. Means, of course, we cannot just abandon immediately the desire and the eagerness and this whatever dissatisfactions but the practice that helps us to bring down the power of these so-called the eagerness and the desire. Then the chokshe. The chokshe is like to be contented or satisfied with whatever you are having. Beyond that, if you try to overwhelm, then sometimes may not be achieved your desire. Instead of that, bring more trouble. When you are unable to hit your target, then you feel depressed. Yeah? So therefore, keep always low profile, means less desire, less eagerness, and feel contained or feel satisfied with what you are having now, And then you just think of, okay, tomorrow I'll be fine. I can manage to do something. I must not be too greedy. This caused me problem. I want happy. I want to be happiness. I want happiness. I want to be happy. So happiness is the essence of the life, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. So if you look for happiness, you need to be really contained and less eager, less desire, then you will be happy. Then show one's the gratefulness or repay others' kindness. When we say all sentient beings are so kind to us, because all sentient beings, and we are able to develop our practice, and we are able to do a Dhamma practice. So now, as you realize, I have obtained my precious human life, and each and every practice that I engage is for the sake of sentient beings. So remembering their kindness, now this is the time for me to repair their kindness, not for myself, but for others. So therefore, and if you consider this practice carefully, then I'm quite sure there is no doubt or to be the cultivated the bodhicitta compassion to all sentient beings, and you will feel it's fair to cultivate bodhicitta compassion because they're being so kind to me, and now this is time for me to repay their kindness. So remembering their kindness is very important in Bodhisattva Avatara. The most of the chapters in this teaching, he keeps repeating the kindness of others. Then when you think of them, there is no way to escape or run from them without repaying their kindness. Okay, so I will leave here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Now, good that I forgot something. Anyway.
Was vergessen, aber naja.
Yeah. Most important part is still not forgot, so which is Bodhicitta. So
das Wichtigste habe ich aber nicht vergessen, das ist Bodhicitta.
Yeah. I would like to remind you to generate Bodhicitta in order to help all the sentient beings and generate seriously. So this is going to be very meaningful, our generation in this prayer hall. Okay. Now I'm going to read again as I do usually. Maybe there are some newcomers or new faces, although I don't see new faces there. My eyesight not so good. But anyway, I'm going to read again. Jagarkedo Bodhisattva mani awale bökedo. Sangye sembe nabu chama tuji chambula chatsalo. Lama nama chatsalo. Tebe hala chatsalo. Tesum tamje pangchashin. Rula nending jeso cha. Nimu lelo rapangsin tato zunrun beber cha. Chendang xexin payöbe. Wangbe wonang kundu song. Nyensen du som yangdang yang. Semji yula dabar cha. Dagi Nyenpa Raja-shin, Sangye Chuba Zar-mi-cha, Dagi Yunden Bacha-shin, Sangye Yunden Dabar-cha, Nyedang Kuti Pang-cha-shin, Kera Dabu Pong-war-cha, Ndeba Chung-shin Cho-she-dang, Jela Chindu So-war-cha. Very beautiful.
Ganz wunderschöne Worte sind das.
Now, when you reflect these teachings, when you read, seems very easy, but apply very difficult. Yeah, it's a rather difficult, much more difficult than the emptiness or the practice like a Mahamudra, Mahati, because this is a direct teaching. Watch your mind. Okay, watch on my mind. But in order to reach that level, we need all these the ground practices like these. As I said yesterday, Shantideva's teaching in the Bodhisattva Avatara, that without guarding your minds or your faculties, there is no way to achieve the realization of the Bodhisattva. And I'm going to read a few verses from the Shantideva Bodhisattva Avatara, which is very helpful and also very much related to this teaching. Tete dagi semdine leksong lekbar sumacha semsong tushu matoba tushu mandu jishija. I shall hold and guard my mind well. Without the discipline of guarding our own mind, what use are many other disciplines? And giving example, like we are very particular with our retreat practice, and we are very strict on the practice, like sections per day, like you do 2 sections in the morning, 2 sections in the evening, and you try to make more sessions. But yeah, you are very diligent with the sessions and practices, but at the same time, here we don't pay much attention to training our mind, the guarding our mind. And the session that is you do inside a room is very comfortable, but when you walk outside, there are many things around you which you fail to walk with them. And keep these afflictive emotion attacks you, but you don't mind that time. But when you get into the room, then you are very particular with the sessions. I must do this, I must recite 100 times, I must pray this and that. You are very particular with the sessions, but you are not particular with guarding your mind. So imbalance. Therefore, how much you put effort into the sessions and the retreat practices, but there's not much achievement. And you are having same problem. And you are in the circle of same problem. Never get rid of, because you fail to guarding your mind, you fail to train your mind, and you fail to apply them within the mind. Therefore, what important practice is, you must choose the right practice. Therefore, for those great Mahasiddhas in India, and those great masters in Kadamba, they consider best retreat practice is to deal and work with your own emotion, and walk with the thought, and walk with your mind, rather than body and the verbal. And for us, our mind is very fragile and very sensitive. And I don't know how to use a proper way in English, but there are many words in Tibetan, but no use for you now. I say this, all these Tibetan words. But not only that the words are important, but what I'm trying to tell is the great test. Walk outside and see something, and then you examine your mental attitude. But we fail to apply the method that moment, and you lost, right? Giving example, like we always say, bodhicitta, compassion, loving kindness is so important. We must practice this because the masters say this is very important. I myself also know this bodhicitta is very important. Be tolerant, be patient, don't react. But somebody say a few words to you, and then you lost your control, and you get angry. If somebody is next to you, say that, calm down, bodhicitta, and then you get more angry. Yes, you are already angry, and then you turn to this person and you get more angry towards him. Say that, shut up. Yeah? So the practice is for what? And you have been practiced quite a long time and have failed to apply that moment. and somebody remind you that moment, and also fail to apply the bodhicitta, and you get more angry towards him. So this is our weakest point in the practice. Seems everything okay, good weather, good food, comfortable room, I'm not safe, mentally relaxed, I do practice. But some difficult situation come to you, if you do not able to, if you cannot apply that moment, then the practice for what? That's why Katampa says the great test should apply. That's why when we practice, there are 3 trainings, Tibetan called Lapasum. So the first lapa, or first training, is the training of the morality. Second is the training of the concentrated meditation. Then the last one is the training of the wisdom. So therefore, why the first is the training of the morality? So the teachings like here, like guarding our faculties, the guarding our mind, apply mindfulness, apply the alertness, all these are considered as a practice of the training of the morality. So if you are unable to the firmly rooted, so-called, is the training of the morality,